Canada put a charge on some of our companies, and Canada's been a very difficult country to deal with over the years. We hear Canada, we have a great relationship with the people of Canada, but it's been very difficult. And they put a charge, and they were a little bit early. We found out about it. And we have all the cards. We have every single one. We don't want to do anything bad, but they have economically, we have such power over Canada. I'd rather not use it, but they did something with our tech companies today trying to copy Europe. They copied Europe. It's not going to work out well for Europe either. And
for reaction to this latest development out of the White House, we're joined live tonight by Jack Cunningham, fellow and assistant professor in the International Relations program at the University of Toronto's Trinity College. Professor, it's good to get your perspective on this tonight. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Good to be with you.
If there's anything these last couple of months have taught us, it is that Donald Trump enjoys mind games. So let me start by asking you what this is really about.
Well, we don't necessarily know. I'm not sure Mr. Trump knows himself. He likes to create a certain aura of unpredictability. He thinks that helps him by keeping everybody else that he has to deal with off balance. Now, in this case, the digital services tax was passed into law not quite a year ago, but the first payment comes due Monday. So he may have been hearing from the tech companies that are hit by it that they're not looking forward to this. It may be something that legitimately annoys him. It may also be just a pretext for throwing an element of uncertainty into the trade negotiation process. But it's part of a pattern. One thing that's predictable about Trump is that he acts unpredictably.
Okay, so let's back up here. We were supposed to be, a couple weeks away from Carney and Trump coming together, hashing this out. Remember, there was supposed to be this agreement reached in 30 days. Well, today you have this announcement made that negotiations are off. U.S. stock markets, they closed very high on this today. What incentive is there for Trump to reach a deal with us at this point?
Yeah, well, the markets do tend to swing in the short term a little too much in response to short-term news about what Trump may or may not be doing on the tariff front. I'd wait to see what sort of a pattern emerges over the next few days before reading too much into it. But it may be a reflection of the fact that one sector of the U.S. economy that has been performing very well in the markets is the tech sector. That isn't particularly fond of this tax. So we'd have to see a bit of a breakdown on the stock numbers to see how much of the increase is in the tech sector.
The Prime Minister's office has released a statement in response to this latest development, and part of that says that the Canadian government will continue to engage in these complex negotiations with the U.S. In the best interest of Canadian workers and businesses, not really mentioning the tax in question here. How do you expect the Mark Carney government to respond, and should they consider scrapping the tax in order to appease the American president?
I don't think they should consider it. If you make concessions to Trump, he tends to simply demand more concessions. Appeasement doesn't work particularly well with them. And I would advise them to keep their eyes on the ball. Don't be distracted too much by his rhetoric about the digital services tax. Focus on the broader picture. Try to press hard on other issues. Maintain retaliatory tariffs that are in effect, and if need be, bring in new ones. But don't overreact to every post Trump makes. It plays into his hands, it gratifies his ego, and it reinforces his sense that he's keeping everybody else off balance. So pay more attention to what he actually does and to what he says.
Jack Cunningham, fellow and assistant professor in the International Relations program at the University of Toronto's Trinity College. Thank you very much for your insight and time this evening.
Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Good to be with you.